rocking motion, our first move in Tai Chi Chih. Forward, back, up and down weight shift. So as you come forward towards me, feel your heels rise a little bit. As you go back, feel your toes rise a little bit. Yes. Inhaling and exhaling. Feel how the fingers, the inner palms, the elbows, the hips, the knees, and your breath all complement each other. They're working together or playing together in a figure 8 with the hands and the up and down, forward, back weight shift of the feet. That was 9. We're going to go on to 27, maybe. No, we won't. Any multiples of 9 works. This is very Qigong-like because we're moving with circularity, these circles that we're making with the figure 8. We're engaging the breath at the central body, moving from the center. Another important principle. We're moving slowly, which we rarely do. We've turned off our cell phones. We have our water nearby ready to hydrate if we get too engaged with the breath, or if we just simply need to drink water. Air and water are basic necessities. So breathing in as you move forward, and breathing out as you move back. Feeling the up and down nature of this as we connect to the heavens as the palms move up, and the earth as they move down. This is the essence of Tai Chi Chih and of Qigong. And Tai Chi Chih is part Tai Chi, and very importantly, under the umbrella of Qigong. Last one. A very simple warm-up, but so powerful. Now we bring the feet a little bit closer together, although they're still in a V. We inhale while we're lengthened like this, and then we sink on the exhale, and the palms move out because this is bird flaps its wings. And on the third one wrist circle forward. And then an inhale back, lengthening through the spine. Second cycle of bird flaps its wings. Everything equals 9, but this is 3 here. until we reach the circle. Last one here, and this is our wrist circle. Simple, one circle. The bird isn't quite ready to fly yet. Inhale, sink it into the earth, grounding it through the earth, resting on globes of energy that feel like they're in resistance to gravity here, right in the centers of the palms. So that's polarity with the earth right now. And now we shift over to our right, bring the palms center right at the sternum here. Release the left heel, straight leg, back leg is slightly bent. Around the platter. Here's a circle where we just go forward and back, but the circle knows its own sideways motion. As we go forward and back, we will be changing the energy. So you'll feel the side-to-side aspect of this as you come across one side, inhaling on that side of the brain and exhaling on the other. So one side of the body is all connected, and then the other side is all connected. If you do know some of the yoga practices we do, you can inhale on that side and exhale on the other through the nostrils. And the picture of what we're doing here is that we're keeping the circle moving in chest-high water. Almost if you had a paper boat, you'll be pushing it out towards me and then taking it back towards your heart. Here's the inhale, though, and here's the exhale. And notice how already you might feel a little tingling in your fingers. That's the chi. It's going through thousands of cells to come to your fingers. The chi is your intrinsic energy. It comes from connecting the circulation of the blood with the oxygenation of the blood in the heart. Everything is moving better than it normally does. And we'll pretend this is 9 here. We've done 9 on this side, around the platter. We'll bring that left foot back in. Inhale, lengthening the spine and sending the energy down slowly as if we were sleepwalking, that slowly. Rested on globes of energy a moment as you shift your weight towards the left and release your right heel. Around the platter, right side. Now your platter will go outside that knee. You can feel it's moving that way, and then it comes back this way. And that's because it's honoring the energy of that front leg, and then honoring the energy of that back leg. Beautiful. It looks great. It's more important that you feel it than it does look great. Right? I mean, it doesn't have to look perfect. It just needs to feel like we're all moving in sync here with this beautiful rhythm that we've set up. Here's the inhale. And here's the exhale. And the energy moves back to the heart. Three more on this side. And last one. Around the platter comes to a graceful conclusion. We'll double ground it to bring the energy back to the heart again as we breathe in, and as we breathe out to bring it so that it feels like we're honoring the feet, even though we end up right here. Then we shift to the right to bring the left forward for a round the platter variation, which is simply picking up a ball of energy by this left shoulder and dropping it center, right in the center of that circle as the energy moves back to the heart. Inhaling through your nostrils, releasing slowly back to the heart on the exhale. And last one coming up. Beautiful. Return the foot back. Sink it singly into the earth as you begin your shift to the left to release your right leg. Around the platter variation, right side. As you move forward and back, keep your spine long. Yeah, that's it. Breathe it in with that ball that you now release and start exhaling back as the fingers follow that circle. And the heel of the hand stays right where it was for around the platter. Three more. Last one. Sink it into the earth. We'll double ground it. The platters have now concluded. Bass drum is next. You'll be forming a drum that's about 12 inches wide, or depending on where your breasts are, give it space. As you move forward, the palms will shape a drum, which will be as if your body itself were the drum. The elbows will come back. You'll inhale, it'll be a circle. Circle shape brings the hips back with the wrists once we start. Bass drum. Shifting towards your right, prepare your hands for the drum. Release your left heel. Check your back foot. Is it 45-degree angle? You might want to look once in a while, but if it is, don't worry about it. And here we go. The fingers trace the rim of the drum. They bathe your face, even though they're out here, with energy of some kind. The energy we call the Qi. Notice the inhaling forward and the exhaling back as we move away from each other. Last one coming up on your left side. Draw the foot in. Prepare to singly ground both feet. Shift over towards the left. Prepare your drum with your right heel coming forward. Back leg is bent slightly. Front leg is straight, but not locked. Bass drum, right side. Feel this circle, the whole circle of your big drum. It's your body. It's being bathed in energy. Two more. Last one. Bring the foot back. Inhale to sink it through the earth. And double ground your bass drum. You might want to do that one more time to just feel how the body extends on the inhale. And how it slightly contracts on the exhale, but the spine still stays long. Bring your tailbone in when that happens, and you will be working this whole area. Our next moves are double. There's a companion here. One is daughter on the mountaintop, where you bring the palms up like this, and then you bring your left hand close to the heart, and the outside hand will cut this circle at the wrists here with the fingertips coming up all the way through this cut circle as the wrists cross with the left hand behind. And the one after this, the companion move, is the daughter in the valley, where you'll start up here, just above the shoulders here. Inhale, and as you exhale down, you'll prepare to come through the valley you just crossed down from. Your palms will be in polarity like this, meaning that you can feel the energy. They're not touching, but they're very close. And as you go over the mountains on the top, there's a long exhale. Once again, the circularity. You can see this big circle we've come through. That's the valley. We get up here. We're going over the mountains and back down to complete the circle and start again with the valley. So those two companion moves are two moves that are, as companions, are very influential with each other. This first one is daughter on the mountaintop, preparing your left leg forward, shifting over to your right first, making sure that you're not crossing heels here for your balance, and preparing for daughter on the mountaintop with your left hand coming back to cut through the central meridian. You can bring your thumb down there. If that I'm using the same hand as you are, so it might look a little weird since everything else we're mirroring, but yes, we're all having our left hand close to the heart. The inside circle is said to be you as the practitioner. You're moving from the heart. The outside circle can be anyone or anything of your choice, but you're moving with that circle in mind. The outside as well as the inner circle. Daughter on the mountaintop. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Feels like a journey. Last one on your left. Bring that left foot back. Inhale through the spine, lengthen, 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 and sink it down. Feet are in the rider on horse position when you sink it. Then you shift towards your left to do the same thing again. Bringing your right heel forward. Daughter on the mountaintop. She goes up the mountain again. She comes down through the center. Central trail. Left hand still close to the heart. Last one. The ninth leads us to our next companion piece. Let's ground this beautifully through the earth. We've all climbed many mountains at this point in our lives, and we send the energy into the earth. And then we start on the top of the mountain, shifting over to your right, bringing your left heel forward to come into daughter in the valley. A beautiful image, possibly, of spring flowers and what we will soon see in California. Our golden poppies, our orange ones and red ones. Inhale through the center. We'll just ground ourselves now as we come to our next move, which is going to be carry the ball to the side. Coming over to the side here on your right. Exhaling down to ground and winding up to pick up your ball of energy right at your shoulder here, your right shoulder. And picking up the foot there, dropping the yin leg, straight leg, and shifting over with your rider on horse position, giving yourself space. And then inhaling to bring in the outside foot, lengthen and sink. Winding up again for 3 carries, releasing your left. And notice how your hips are comfortably parallel here. Sinking. And 1 more carry of that ball. Each group of 3 movements ends in 9, as 9 is the noble number in Chinese work here. So that's what we're exploring. Sink. Sinking and rising is a very important part of Qigong practice. So here we've sunk. We pretty much stay there until we inhale, big time here, before we ground. So here's where we inhale and ground. And let's do 1 more this way for fun. Doesn't have to be a big step, but feel the connection of your hips moving side to side. Good. Now we go back. Winding up, releasing the heel, and circling. One more here. And last one. So part of what's important about what we're doing is being able to recover and be resilient no matter what happens, right? So this has been a good demonstration of that today. All right, now we're going to shift over to your right because we're going to begin our next 2 moves. Pushing the push-pull, pushing the energy forward in a circle. Fingertips come up here and trace that circle back to the heart on the inhale. So this is marked as an exhale forward and an inhale back. Beautiful. I see the forward back movement you're doing. It's great. Exhale. And then as we move back, that's when the palms seem to change, to come back to the heart. And there's an inside circle here that we're tracing that brings the palms back as part of that circle. Circularity. Push, pull, also called giving and receiving energy. by the international movement that started about the same time as T'ai Chi Chih and wherever else. Santa Cruz. That group is really into Reiki. So I studied with them for a while. It's a leadership training program for taking this work internationally. Mostly women. It's pretty amazing. They were doing work with homeless people from St. Anthony's in San Francisco, which had a fabulous effect on people because they got off drugs. They had something they could connect to. Powerful use of T'ai Chi Chih. Beautiful. Last one. On your left, of push-pull, giving and receiving energy in a circle. Shift it towards your left to bring the right heel forward for the same move. Feel it bathe your face with energy when you make the top of that circle and bring it down to the heart. Last one on your right. Push-pull has come to a graceful conclusion, and we move right on with this into pulling in the energy from the farthest star in the universe, feeling the energy come in through the fingertips in a circle that's facing the heavens. Last one on your left. This is also a visualization in the middle of this moving meditation, visualizing whatever you would like to have come through your fingertips from the farthest star. Something wonderful for your life. 2 more. Last one. Sink it through the earth. Double ground it. A little more water as we begin the taffies. I don't always do this, but I'd like to shake this one down. Just returning to Qigong for a moment, letting everything go as we prepare for the taffies. All right, coming through several elements here for a moment, coming into mountain pose, which you can always return to when there's chaos, like just stop and feel you're okay. Then we ground once more. Couple of deep groundings here with the inhale and exhale as we come to basic taffy. Inhaling your left hand under the right elbow here. The palms are facing each other as they pull apart, and you'll open up your hips and sink. And then the other hand will come under that elbow. And notice how this is also called a heart protector move. As these palms come apart, they start above the elbow and then return to earth. Okay, here we go. Left hand under, moving left. The hand underneath is also your invite hand. It's inviting you to move to the left side. Then the other hand comes under and it invites you to come to the right side. You'll always start left. I love to notice how the hand underneath goes up and the hand that's on top goes down. That's because the hand that goes down is supporting that back yin leg with a little more energy than the one that's moving up that's supporting the yang leg. It's moving up towards heaven and the other one moves down towards earth. The support of opposites. Notice the slowness, like you're moving the palms apart through heavy air with the help of the weight shift. Two more. Last one, moving back towards the left. Inhale it and sink it through the earth. Double ground it. Beautiful. Now our next move is the first variation, which is anchor taffy. Your anchored leg will be your right leg, and you'll move forward with your left, bringing the left hand under as you invite yourself forward. Open the hips and exhale back. And repeat. The opposite leg stays behind. It's the anchor. And the taffy is what we do when the palms pull apart. And then the anchor leg that hasn't moved now comes in. And now it goes forward and becomes the moving leg, while the other leg becomes the anchor. Notice the simple grounding as we extend the spine on the inhale and then release. The rising is the inhale. The sinking is the exhale. Stay that way now. Come forward. Watch that the tailbone is in and you feel it. Can't watch it except from the inside out. And last one now. If we are the boat, then we've come to shore here and brought in the anchor foot. And then we simply do this inhale and exhale, or double ground it. It's such a beautiful concept. And then our second variation is circles taffy, and you'll be circling with the elbow up to the fingers here 3 times. On the third circle, you'll be winding up, and then you'll pull your taffy towards the left. Okay? It's a sinking and rising move. So you want to have the feet already ready for it in a V here, but a little bit of width so that you don't hurt yourself. Remembering that the knee doesn't go beyond the big toe. So if you remember that, you should be able to stay pretty stable here with the tailbone in. Okay, here we go. Sinking and rising, circles taffy. Left hand will be under here as the elbows work together for this taffy. Inhale and sink, 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 circle more or less, and wind up. And pull the taffy, returning to basic. Great. Yeah, I'm sorry, I wait a little bit there, so it's throwing you off a little bit, but I always feel like it needs to be like a conductor's baton there. We inhale this and lengthen, and then we wait a second, and then we start again. I don't ever do it the same way, so sorry. It's partly my musical background. the conductor may be off one day or another. And one more. Good. Great, and sink it through the earth. Double ground it. And now we come to perpetual motion tapping next. So let's make sure we're grounded here. Because it has a heel step. So you have to be able to shift into one leg fully and then release the other heel for the heel step. So you want to be ready to do that. All right, one more grounding. Bring it up high like we're inhaling in gratitude to the sun today, or the clouds, and sinking back down. Perpetual motion tappy with heel step. As you get to the toes on this side, release the heel to bring the weight into the opposite leg. And then when you get to the toes here, the other heel releases and you drop. You don't have to drop super high, but it becomes fun if you like it. Supposed to just drop a little bit off the earth because we're in a minimalist form here and it's still a meditation. Last one here of perpetual motion taffy, which ends the taffies as we move into working the pulley, which will be next. A couple of groundings first. Working the pulley is next. Your left hand will come forward from the heart. You'll shift, crossing the midline here, and then bring this hand back, which will pull the hip back on the inhale, and then bring it forward again. It's going to be the dominant leg. It will be your left. So the other hand, when you are moving this one forward, makes a circle back. So there's a lot of circling going on. They don't necessarily go that far over the shoulder because we keep the elbow bent, but they're working together as companions. All right, so this hand will start here underneath my hip bone, and this hand will move from my heart. And here we go. We're all different size bodies, so whatever works for you there. This is kind of like a push move with this left leg here with the left hand. So I feel it as an exhale. It's the dominant foot there, and an inhale back of this hip, which is what draws me to the other side. So I swivel my foot on the heel in front and on the back wall of the foot to maintain the connection between the heel, the knee, and the hip without torquing either the ankle or the knee. Slide. It's not so easy if you're wearing rubber shoes, so modify for your body. You can even lift the foot if you need to. And once again, this is a very connected move to other people, so you can feel their shoulder as you touch over here and as you touch over here, if we're connected here. So this is exhaling back. I'm sorry. This is, yeah, exhaling forward, exhaling forward, inhaling back. And that's what pulls the hip back on that left side. Last one. Good. Now stabilize it in the center. Exhale. And release your right foot forward. And your left hand will be underneath the hip this time. The heel drops in front. And then you swivel this way, and that releases the swivel in the back. Let's do it slowly on this side, so I don't get mixed up. Exhaling here. Inhaling that hip back and swiveling on the front heel. Swiveling on the back ball of the foot. Three more. 7, 8, 9. Probably ending in a false 9, but that's fine. We just have to decide where we're all going to end together. Inhaling and exhaling. Working the pulley has come to a graceful conclusion. And we move into light at the top of the head, light at the temple, honoring our highest dantian. Feet are in a V, sinking and rising. This is your light and mine right over our heads as we sink and rise. It's essentially the circle of the Tao. All that energy we honor here. Hold the energy, circle it. Fingertips are still up, circling it forward. Hold the energy on the inhale. And now sink and rise it, letting it go. Out in a circle to come back towards the earth. And inhaling it back to your heart with your left hand. Sinking it through the central meridian. Opening it out to the temples. And sink and rise, feet still in a V. Honoring that light of all your thoughts, words, and actions. Circling it again. Holding it to inhale it. And sink and rise, let it go. Out into the universe or into your community. And back to your heart. Sink it down slowly into the earth. On your exhale. Preparing next for joyous breath. Feet still in a V. Inhaling, come to the balls of the feet. Lots of air, lots of air, lots of air. And now sink it out 4 times. This is considered the most yang masculine move we do, so enjoy it. One more cycle of 4. Inhale to ground it through the earth. As we prepare for passing clouds, all things change. Ground both feet in a pretty large V here. This hand is moving up towards heaven, this one towards earth, and we now change them. As the clouds pass, you might feel like you want to brush your elbow. There's a little bit of forward back shift in this side to side. It's kind of fun to explore. Outside, you can follow the mirror hand. Maybe in your room, we just look straight forward as the clouds pass. And let the mirror hand go. Your choice. Last one. Draw the foot in. Sink the energy towards the earth. Double ground it. Another grounding. Passing clouds has reached its graceful conclusion, and we move into our last moving thing, which is the 6 healing sounds. Ho for the heart, hu for the spleen, su for the liver, sh for the lungs, shi for the triple heater, and chui for the kidneys. 6 organs we need to work, especially towards the last one, the kidneys. Left hand, left foot. Right hand, right foot. Repeat. Last one, 5 chuis. Turn the palms upside down. Flex them. Heel step. Returning to center to mix the energy of yin and yang, both directions. And come to cosmic consciousness pose with your left heel against your right ankle bone. Opening up into a big circle, which is the world for me, and bringing your left hand close to the heart is each of our hearts as we move out after the pandemic. And in gratitude to almost 5,000 years of Qigong and to the work of Wen Shan Huang, who is the teacher of Justin Stone. Justin Stone's T'ai Chi Chih, 1974. Thank you for your practice.